This is Rob Talbot for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Delighted to be joined here today by the IBF Super Lightweight Champion of the World, the Titan Tornado, Josh Taylor. We're here in Kent. Second time I've come to visit you. How you doing, Josh?
Yeah, all good. Just training away, getting ready for this fight, obviously. So yeah, not been up to much at all. Just literally gym in here and gym in here. That's it. Rock and roll lifestyle.
You mentioned that rock and roll lifestyle. I've had a walk through university campus. It's been a while since I've walked through a university campus. How does it make things different in preparation when you're here as opposed to, I know you moved down in your flat beforehand. How has it changed things for this fight?
Yeah, it just feels a wee bit more like a training camp. You know, I'm not in my home comforts again. You know, as opposed to like sharing the flat with or living in the flat with my girlfriend and the dog down, and you know, making it feel like home. You know, so we're not there now. We're in here with other lads as well, sharing the house with the with the lads as well. So it feels more like a training camp. We're all going through it together. We're all putting each other through the paces, and it feels like a training camp now. So yeah, it's good.
You mentioned the other guys who are here. You've got Chris Billham-Smith, Lawrence Okoli, Malik Zainad, Jack Hillier knocking about here and there. What's it like living with those guys? It reminds you of being back in the amateurs?
Yeah, pretty much. It's really similar to being back in Sheffield. You know, but we've all got our own rooms, so there's no sharing rooms, so that's good. Yeah, it's pretty good. We've got our own rooms, and it does feel like a training camp. You know, we're going to the gym, coming back, and just sitting chilling in here or whatever, and sitting talking in here, or going down to get something to eat in Canterbury and things like that. So yeah, it's good. It definitely feels like a proper camp.
Who did you used to share a room with when you were an amateur?
I used to share. I think it was Aston Brown actually. Aston Brown and Selby, Andrew Selby. So yeah, it was a good laugh. Used to get some laugh.
I was just about to say, I can imagine you and Andrew Selby did have quite a laugh together.
Yeah, we did. We used to wind each other up. You know, I used to do all the Scottish and Welsh slang with each other. I used to get them saying things and on things like that. So yeah, it was good.
Who's the most fun person to live with now? You've got Chris Billham-Smith. Lawrence is a big character. What's it like living with him?
Character, yeah. Lawrence is pretty funny actually. You know, he doesn't take himself too seriously. So yeah, he's pretty sound. The other lads are good. They're good laugh. You know, but we're that tired from training. We're just in here chilling out and just chilling. So yeah, it's pretty good. But Lawrence is a good laugh.
2 weeks away from your fight, or no? 3 weeks away, beg your pardon. I was going to say it came around very quickly, but anyway, 3 weeks away from the fight. How's camp been so far?
Great, yeah. I'm flying. You know, ramped up the sparring again. I had already done a few rounds prior to the Luke Campbell Lomachenko fight, so I'd already done a good few rounds and was in good shape. I took it sparring down a little bit for maybe a week or so, 2 weeks, and then the fight officially got announced, so we ramped it back up again. We started ramping up the sparring this next 2 weeks. We're going to really fill the sparring in and really get in tip top shape and start peaking.
When you're doing that, I mean, you're not somebody who, I mean, you have your downtime away from the ring, so to speak, in between your fights, but you're not somebody who balloons up massively in weight. What's it like when you're preparing outside of camp? It's not just a sense of ticking over. I mean, you're in there sparring with Luke Campbell ahead of his fight with Vasyl Lomachenko. How does that change things when you're coming back into camp?
You just get a bit more, tighten everything up, your discipline and things like that. You know, you stop eating the shitty foods, you stop eating the pizzas and stop drinking the beer and things like that, you know, so, and stop drinking the fizzy juices and things like that. So you just tighten up the nutrition and be more disciplined again. You know, I'm always keeping fit anyway. I'm always in good shape anyway. So it's just a matter of being disciplined with my diet and what I'm putting in my body. So there's not too much changes really.
How's preparing for Regis Prograis different to preparing for Ivan Baranchyk?
To be honest, it's just exactly the same. Same stuff, but same approach. You know, same training, same preparation. And times the ways we're training, the things we're doing is still the same. Obviously, we're adjusting our sparring to southpaw sparring and working on things and shots and things and sequences that we think will win us the fight and will work on the fight night. So yeah, there's not too much change, just tactical stuff really.
The last 12 months has seen you go from WBC silver champion to, I mean, I know you entered the series, and explain to me if you can kind of that progression. I mean, when did you fight Postel? Was it last May? It was around May time, June-ish?
No, it was, no, actually, yeah, you're right, about June, July time, maybe last year, I think, yeah.
Explain to me, if you can, the difference between Josh Taylor now and Josh Taylor then.
A lot more experienced, a lot more calm, relaxed, cool, calm and relaxed about my training, taking things a little bit more easy, not being too flat out, balls to the wall every single day, every single session, because then you just burn yourself out. So don't get us wrong, I'm still killing myself every day in training. My body's, it's only Wednesday the day, my body's in bits, I'm sore everywhere, but I'm just a little bit more relaxed with my mentality, not letting all the little things get to me, if not trying to throw 1,000 punches around on the bags and punch so hard for everything, need to be great every single day. If you're tired one day, take the intensity down, still give it 100%, but take the intensity down a bit and work with what you've got, give it 100% with what you've got, rather than just going balls deep all the time, and if it's no working, getting frustrated and all that sort of stuff. So I've definitely learned a lot from that camp, from Postel.
Then you took that into obviously the Ryan Martin fight. We produced a really a one-sided clinical performance against Ryan Martin. Last time out against Ivan Baranchyk was a lot more competitive, a lot more rough and rugged. Do you feel like those fights have now set you up, kicking the camera, set you up for Regis Prograis? Every time. Well, I do get the camera fairly close to you. I hope you're not doing it on purpose. When you think about Postel, Ryan Martin, Ivan Baranchyk, what types of things have you learnt to make you the fighter you are going into this fight?
No, I'm just more relaxed. I'm picking up experience every single day. I'm learning in the gym every day with Shane. I'm learning new things. I'm picking up new things. I'm getting more experienced. I'm more confident in myself. I know what I can do. Now, whereas before I felt like I had to prove it, that what I could do, because I'd only had so many fights. I'd only had 13 fights. Like 14 fights, and I had to prove that I was world level coming against Postel. I now know, and everyone else knows, I'm world level, I'm world class fighter, I'm world champion now, so I can relax. I don't have to prove myself anymore. I can just relax, focus on myself, and concentrate on myself and just enjoy it more. Because I now know what I can do. I've achieved my goal of becoming world champion. Everything from here on in is a bonus. So I'm nice and relaxed about it, and just taking it as it comes, and I'm enjoying the ride.
Away from the boxing gym, has your life changed since becoming world champion?
Not much, no, not much at all. Obviously getting a lot more attention and stuff like that, but I'm not really a show pony and things like that. I'm not cut out for being the centre of attention. I'm not really bothered for it. Because if you are and you go out in town or whatever, you can't get a minute's peace to yourself, so you can't actually enjoy yourself. So I'd rather just chill out and go elsewhere. But yeah, it's good that I'm getting recognition. I'm getting stopped in the street and people asking for photos and autographs and and things like that. So yeah, it is nice that people are recognising me and appreciating what I've done and proud of what I'm doing. So yeah, it's real nice.
Fighting in London, first time in a long time that you're not fighting in Scotland, particularly in Glasgow. Does that change anything for you, or is a ring a ring?
No, a ring's a ring to me. It's I'm used to travelling anyway. I'm used to being away from home. I'm used to being away from my home comforts. I've travelled the world as an amateur for many, many years, probably about 9 years, 10 years of travelling the world. So I'm used to being away from home and being in circumstances, being in areas that I'm not familiar with, So I'm nice and calm and relaxed about it. So people are saying it's a home fight, but it's not a home fight. It's in London. It's a long trip for people to come down. It's an expensive trip for people to come down from Scotland to London at the weekend. It's an expensive weekend for a lot of people to make the trip. So it's definitely not anything but a home fight. But it doesn't bother me. I know I'm going to have good support anyway. So yeah, it's all good.
I haven't spoken to you since the press conference. Well, I wasn't at the press conference. I was away at the time, but I haven't spoken to you since kind of Chisora Vaseline gate. I know you well enough to know that you probably had some things racing through your mind at the time. What did you make of that? Obviously, his fight's now fallen through with Joseph Parker, so yeah. I think it's safe to say that he's not going to main event by himself. But what was going through your mind then? I've been keen to ask you.
Do you know what? Like, I was sitting at the other side of the table, and I couldn't really hear what he was saying. I was just like, "What's he going on about? What's he raging about? What's he moaning about?" And me and Barry was saying, "What's he saying?" Because we couldn't hear him. All the microphones are pointing out side. I was at the opposite side of the table, so I couldn't hear him. And then I heard him saying something about, "Oh, get him to fight in Glasgow, sell tickets in Glasgow." And I thought, oh, he's having a moan about me being the top of the bill or whatever, or being the main event. So I was just like, all right. I didn't hear what he had said, so I was just a bit like, okay then. And then they just passed the microphone to me, so I was a bit, well, it was a bit awkward. Like, so I didn't really know what to say. It was a bit awkward, wasn't it? Like, when it was a wee bit awkward, So it wasn't until I got back and I had a look at what he was saying, and folk had shown me just after the press conference what he was saying, and I thought, it's a bit disrespectful. I could have said a few things, but it was probably better that I didn't.
You didn't, but Regis Prograis, to be fair to him, did pipe up and say a few things. Were you surprised about that?
He said one thing, got told to shut up before he got squashed, and he shut up, so he didn't really step up. He said, we're 1-2. We're 1-2. Shut up before I squash you. Then clamped. So there's no really stepping up and saying anything, is it? You got shut up.
Have you been exchanging pleasantries with Regis? I know it's gone a little bit quiet, kind of. You have your little back and forwards. I think probably after one of you's had a really long day in camp, and then it goes a little bit quiet. When was the last time you spoke to him?
I think probably the press conference. I think that was the last time I was sort of really being active on Twitter and Instagram and all that sort of stuff. I'm concentrating on the boxings, and I can't be bothered with talking nonsense when I'm online. I'll do it to him on fight week, and speak to him on fight week, see him face to face, and we'll settle it out with the fists on fight night. So I can't be bothered with all the talking shit anymore. Do
you think part of that is, the fight that a lot of people will look back to is the O'Hara Davis fight, where there was a lot said beforehand, there was a lot during the week. Do you look back on that and kind of, it's not the same level of back and forth between yourself and Prograis, but big fight, a lot of attention, a lot of interest from fans, and that has been a bit of needle. Does the O'Hara Davis fight kind of remind you to kind of stay focused and block all that stuff out?
No, not really. I don't really think about that fight at all anymore. I knew what was going to happen that fight. Like, I know what's going to happen with this fight. There is a bit of needle there between me and him, but I think that's because I think I'm better than him and he thinks he's better than me, and we're going to settle it on fight night. I truly believe that there's only one winner, and it's me. That's so I'm not really bothered about having to big myself up and having to I'm this and I'm that and I'm this, and I'm just going to let my boxing do my talking and see him on fight night. So I'm not talking.
Do you think it's a harder fight than a Baranchyk fight?
I think it's a different fight. I don't think it's going to be as physical. If he comes to fight like what Baranchyk did and tries to come and walk me down, I'll knock him out. I really think I'll knock him out. And if he has to try and box and move like the way he does, his slick sort of movement, I'll beat him at that all night long as well. So I just believe that there's only one winner. I can't see him beating me.
Moving away from your fight, just grab your opinion on a few bits and pieces. Errol Spence versus Sean Porter this past weekend. Did you watch the fight?
Haven't seen it. I know. You always ask me about these fights. I haven't seen it. I've not got around to seeing it. I never sat up to 5 a.m. to watch it anyway. So I thought I'll watch it the next again day. I saw the result. One of my mates texted me on the WhatsApp group. I saw the result, so I thought, there's no point watching it now. And then I went and saw a few highlights of it, like getting dropped, Porter getting dropped and things like that. So, but I've heard it's a cracking fight, so I am going to watch it. I'll probably watch it through the week, some night this week after I finish training when I'm bored. So yeah, I'll probably watch it and have a gander of it. But I always thought Spence was going to win that fight anyway. I think he's a special fighter.
A lot of people talking about you potentially moving up to 147 pounds after the series. Is that the plan, or is that kind of out of your mind at the minute?
It's not the plan, but I definitely can go up to 147 in the future. I've not even thought about it, to be honest. All I'm thinking about is this fight, and then I'm want to go for Ramirez as well. If he's still got the belts in a couple of months' time or next year or whatever, I want to go for that and be undisputed champion of the division. And then I think about going up and chasing big fights up there. But no, I've not really thought about it. I'm making the weight comfortable. I'm nice and healthy and strong at the weight, so I'm not thinking about moving up. I'll, down the line, once I've achieved what I want to achieve in this division and this bit, then I'll move up.
Okay, well, I think we're probably about there. I was going to ask you about some other fights, but I know you would have either wouldn't have watched them or won't watch them. Okay.
I actually haven't watched a lot of boxing lately, to be honest.
You don't really, do you? You're not really, because some fighters who I speak to, they are like any kind of fight, whether it's 3 o'clock in the morning, some IBO title fight out in Russia, they'll watch it. You're not really like that, are you?
No, not really. I used to be when I was a bit younger. I used to watch. But it was only fighters that I was interested in, like Cotto and Pacquiao and Hatton and Kozaki and things like that. I'd stay up and watch all their fights, Mayweather and all that sort of stuff. I'd stay up and watch all their fights and follow them all. And I'd been to the wildcard gym. I'd then follow Kid Chocolate and Benavides and all them all, Regondo and things like that. I would sit and watch them all and watch videos of them training and that all the time. But I just found myself sitting on the computer all the time and watching these things, and I'd go and practice what they were doing, but then I just thought, I can't be bothered anymore. I'll just watch the fights that I'm interested in and fighters that I think it'll be a good fight. I was going to watch the Porter fight, but I've not seen it yet, so I'll probably watch it this week. But no, I don't really watch boxing that much anymore.
Are there any fighters that you do watch? Is there any current fighters that if they fight, you want to watch that fight?
Probably I like to see Callum Smith fighting. I like to see Billy Joe Saunders fight. I like to see the Gypsy King fight. I like to see obviously Golovkin and Canelo and they guys sort of fighting. I like to see them guys fighting and Terence Crawford and things like that. I'll sit and watch them kind of guys fighting. But apart from that, I'm not really going to sit and research fights and watch fights unless it's on and I'm up watching it. I'll watch it, but I'll not set my alarm clock and all that sort of stuff anymore.
I know you haven't seen Spence versus Porter, but Spence Crawford is the fight everyone's talking about, £147. If you had £1, who would you put it on, Spence or Crawford?
That's probably Spence. Yeah, Spence. I just think he's tall, he's huge, he's big for welterweight, like he's massive. Crawford's probably smaller than me. I think he's a bit smaller than me. So I'd say Spence because he's big, he's slick, he's strong, and he's fast. So I'd say Spence on that one.
You should watch the Porter fight. It's a good fight.
I'm going to watch it this week. I'm going to watch it. I may watch it tonight now.
If you don't watch it, I'm going to message you later. You better tell me whether or not you've seen it. Okay, I think we're probably about there. Oh, Gennady Golovkin this weekend back in action against Derevianchenko.
Yeah.
Who's going to win that fight and why?
I'd say Golovkin. He's long in the tooth now. He's got the experience. He's been through all the fights. What's his name again?
Derevianchenko.
Yeah, he's not been quite at that level. He's scraped through his last couple of fights. So I just think Golovkin. He's the all-round better fighter. He's a little bit older now, but he's just got that experience. He's got the power. He's got the boxing ability. He's changed his trainer. He actually looks a little bit fresher. I've been watching his training and that this week and things like that. And he looks a little bit fresher and a spring in his step again. So we'll see how it goes. But I would say Golovkin.
Okay. All right then, Josh. Well, it's been nice to see you, as always. Thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social. Got a very wry smile on your face there. What's that for?
I'm not a smile. Nice to see you.
You're not much of a smiley person sometimes.
I'm just happy to see you, big man. No, I'm just chilling in it, so that's it.
You are looking very relaxed. I've been around you before, well, certainly your last 4 or 5 fights, big fights. Each fight you've had has kind of been bigger and bigger and bigger than the last one. You are looking a lot more relaxed this time, which is nice to see. So if I don't see you beforehand, hope these next 3 weeks go well. As always, thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social.
Nice one, Rob. Catch you in a bit.
Thanks, mate. That was good.